Ooh, she's drinking water. Thank you. Oh, you guys know I'm emotional. Don't make me cry out the gate. Welcome. Good evening. I am Mandy Bolter, Chair of the Kent County Board of Commissioners. On behalf of my fellow commissioners, I would like to welcome you to Kent County's first ever State of the County. It only took us 188 years. So, thank you for joining us today. I think my fellow commissioners will agree there are people in this community who don't fully understand the work and public service done by the county. We are working to change that. Over the past few months, we have been updating our strategic plan, our goals, our mission, our vision. Many of you were part of that. We held several local meetings, emailed thousands of people, and heard from hundreds in our community about what they want from their county. Tonight is part of that process. It's our opportunity to take a look back at some of our collective accomplishments and explain how and what we do to serve you. It's also a time to look ahead together. Before we do that, I would like to thank tonight's sponsors. It's a long list. Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan, Downtown Grand Rapids, Inc., Experience Grand Rapids, Fifth Third Bank, Gerald R. Ford International Airport, Meyer, Miller Canfield, Public Affairs Associates, Progressive AE, The Right Place, and Warner Norcross and Judd. Please join me in a warm West Michigan thank you. And this might be half the room, but I would also like to acknowledge the elected officials and staff who are here with us today. Will you please stand and be recognized? Thank you for your leadership, collaboration, and service. Oh, I am humbled and really kind of amazed that I'm standing here before you tonight in this capacity. About 20 years ago, I was dating a guy named Alan Bolter, a proud West Sider. Things were getting serious, and he very bluntly informed me that if this was going to work out, I better move to Kent County. 20 years ago, it was a long time, the place looked a lot different. There wasn't a Starbucks in sight, and I was calling some guy named Ambassador Secchia to help me on a project. It's Secchia. I have grown to love our community, its work ethic, passion, collaboration, our cities, our farms, our neighborhoods, and our schools, and especially our West Michigan Nice. I'm honored to serve as the second youngest Kent County Board Chair and one of only 4 women to hold the seat since the commission as we know it was formed 50 years ago. That speaks to the changing culture and demographics of our county. We are an 872 square mile rectangle comprised of 9 cities, 21 townships, and 5 villages with a population of 650,000 people. Our population is growing younger, more educated, and more diverse every day. There'll be more to clap about. Did you know that 50% of our residents are under 35 years of age? That speaks to 2 quick issues I want to discuss in this short time. I promise I'll be short. Succession planning and service. Wayman is going to give you much more detail about our 25 departments, offices, and agencies and what they do to serve you. But as chair of the board, I want to be sure we're both serving our communities and planning for the future. I'll say it again, 50% of our population is under 35. This is a huge opportunity for us. We need to make sure our county government and all that goes with it is planning to support you, the community, your businesses, and your families so that our kids and grandkids want to either stay here or at least come back and establish their roots. Did you boys hear that? One of the things I'm encouraging our staff to be more intentional about is succession planning. It isn't only our community leaders who are beginning to retire, but it is our key county staff and many leaders who serve on the important boards we appoint as a county. We are going to be more intentional about training our staff to succeed those who leave and to mentor the new members who join us. And as community leaders, I ask that each of you consider looking at the generation below you and find someone to mentor. Please do, please. We have been so fortunate for so long to have many huge pillars in this community, but my generation and the generations that come after need these leaders to step up one more time, ensuring that their commitment to their passion, their commitment, and their know-how are not lost. The second and last thing I want to reiterate is service. I can promise you that every board member, every one of the 19 people who serve on your county commission are committed to serving you. We want to double down our efforts and have proven that by taking care of what is ours. Taking care of what is ours is the best way we can provide this service. It is what has made us great in the past and will continue to make us great in the future. In West Michigan, we take care of each other. That is evidenced by how we conduct ourselves both in public service and private enterprise. We take care of our families with some of the best schools in the country and a strong safety net of private, nonprofit, and county-operated services. We take care of our health, partnering with world-class nonprofits and public health systems both along the medical mile and across the county. And the best examples of taking care of those we serve is how we've pulled together to take care of our veterans. If you know me, you know I am no fan of millages. But a few years back, county and state leaders saw how veterans were being neglected. We pulled together as a community to take care of the men and women who have served us. We passed a veterans millage in 2014, and since that time, our community has generated enough emergency funds that we have effectively ended veterans homelessness in Kent County. Our service to the county continues with innovative ways to keep people out of the criminal justice system and help get them back on track. Kent County established several specialty courts, including a girls' court, a truancy court, a mental health treatment court, and a veterans treatment court. These courts are not only saving tax dollars, but they're improving lives. We take care and support of our business community. We collaborate. We also take care of the economic interests in our region. One of our favorite topics, the airport. The estimated annual economic impact of the Gerald R. Ford International Airport is $3.1 billion with a B. And that makes the airport a great example of how public-private partnerships can drive regional growth. In 2016, we transitioned policy and oversight of the airport to the Airport Authority Board, and business has never been better. In 2018, continuously outpacing other airports its size, the airport set an all-time passenger record and marked its 6th straight year of growth. Things are going so well that in the very near future, there are plans for additional expansion, ticket prices will continue to be competitive, and more jobs will be created. Best of all, this regional transportation hub is self-sustaining, not publicly funded, and it is thriving. Correction, that was our second favorite topic. This is our third, AAA bond rating. Finally, we are taking care of our own by being mindful of your tax dollars. The AAA bond rating is your assurance that the county is providing the best management of public funds. And you'll be happy to know it's saved county taxpayers millions over the last 2 decades. For an example, the city of Grand Rapids was able to use our bond rating to finance the flood mitigation walls, saving real dollars. Yeah. In all these ways, we have been meeting the needs of the community, and we want to be even more accessible in the years ahead. The past couple of years, we have included more evening meetings, established a monthly newsletter, and are hosting this tonight, and we will continue to work even harder to ensure our residents know we are here to serve. I am so honored to chair this amazing group of commissioners, and I mean it. Though we are almost split between Republican and Democrat, I and many others have worked to put solid public policy ahead of politics. In this crazy, divided national culture, Kent County can lead here, and we can get things done. I'm also so honored to work alongside incredible, dedicated county staff, 1,775 people who work for Kent County in law enforcement, victim advocacy, public health, senior services, and so much more. And of course, the board's partner in getting it done, our County Administrator, Wayman Britt. As you know, Wayman has been in this official post since January of 2018, when he was unanimously appointed by our board. As part of the search committee, I will tell you we conducted an exhaustive national search when we were looking to fill his spot. Wayman rose above 67 solid candidates for many reasons. Then board chair Jim Soffold stated one of the most important things you could say when trying to find someone for this role. He said about Wayman, "I think you have a servant's heart." And I think we can all agree he does. Please join me in viewing a short video about our awesome county, and then welcome our administrator, Wayman Britt.
Wow. Welcome to all of you. I am so happy you're here today because it's all about this great county we live in called Kent County. If you walk out of here today, I want you to leave with one message. I'd like you to say to yourselves, I'm ready to partner with Kent County to improve the quality of life for all who live, work, and learn in this great county. As you saw in that video, together we have so much to celebrate and so many great things to build upon. That includes our county leadership. A special thanks to our chair, Mandy Bolter, for her leadership. And we appreciate the sound leadership on the commission and the valuable contributions you make, Mandy, every single day. I would also like to extend my appreciation to our Board of Commissioners, past and present. We know you don't do it for the notoriety, and you certainly don't do it for the compensation. You're there because you want to serve the people who live in this incredible place we call Kent County. Thank you for that. So what do you picture when you think about Kent County? Perhaps you think of an economic and manufacturing powerhouse, because Kent County boasts one of the fastest growing economies in the country. Maybe it's the combination of a diverse urban environment with outstanding natural landscapes. Or it could be that it's the home of the state's second largest city with 15 colleges and universities, high quality health care, a world-renowned botanical garden and sculpture park, and over 7,000 acres of county-operated parks, green spaces, and trails, and one of the best apple-growing regions in the entire country. Our community is continually, repeatedly ranked as among the nation's top places to live, visit, start a business, buy a home, raise a family, start a career, or retire. We are attracting a younger and increasingly diverse and educated workforce. 26% of our people identify as ethnically and racially diverse, and 50% are under the age of 35. So when I think about Kent County, I take pride in all of these things. But today, I ask you to join me in also thinking about the business of Kent County and the county government and the role that you play in helping us do our jobs better. Through 25 departments, offices, and agencies, we provide vital services to improve the quality of life for nearly 650,000 Kent County residents every single day. We're a highly diverse and multifaceted business, and we get the job done with a diverse and multi-talented staff. Could the Kent County staff members who are here today please stand? There they are. Please join me in thanking them for their service and their dedication. I'm sorry, I'm going to take a drink every once in a while. So what business are we in? First, we're in the wellness and health business. Adam London, if he's here, I hope he's here, and the entire team at the Kent County Health Department are a part of our county's health care and safety net and our first line of defense when it comes to public health. The stats are impressive. In 2018, they provided over 80,000 appointments in our public health clinics. nearly 60,000 WIC appointments for 15,000 women, infants, and children, and more than 66,000 home nursing visits to support pregnant women and new moms. They are preventing disease and catching problems early. For instance, in 2018, they conducted nearly 15,000 immunizations, 39,000 hearing screenings, and 54,000 vision screenings at schools, Great Start readiness sites, Head Start sites, and kindergarten assessments. The department is also supporting food security and safety for our residents. Last year, they distributed thousands of pounds of fresh Michigan-grown fruits and vegetables through Project Fresh, and they conducted more than 4,000 food safety inspections at 1,700 restaurants and 627 temporary food stands at festivals, fairs, and sporting events throughout the region. The health department's impact is undeniable. Yet, access to behavioral health care remains a challenge. This is happening not just here, but all across the country, nationwide. The unfortunate truth is the behavioral health system in the state of Michigan is inefficient, and it isn't accessible for many of our residents. As a result, the state, local governments, and nonprofits must come together to create an effective system that addresses mental health and substance use disorders. The rise in suicides and opioid deaths are just two reasons we need a collaborative, non-bureaucratic approach to address behavioral health and the issues that lie there at the core. We need to create and expand early intervention solutions that mitigate problems early. Now, one example of this is the Kent School Services Network. For over a decade, the county has worked with the Kent ISD, the local school districts, and several area foundations, including the Fry Foundation, the Grand Rapids Community Foundation, Steelcase Foundation, the Doug and Maria DeVos Foundation, and the Keller Foundation, to help fund school-based services that address mental health issues among our children. Carol Payne McGovern has been an outstanding leader in this endeavor, and she has worked tirelessly to make the Kent School Services Network a model for others to follow. Now, Carol isn't here today. She wasn't able to be here. But I'd like you to, when you see her, please say thank you for all she does. And let's give her a big hand, even though she's not here. We also need to reduce the lag time and the inefficiency and costs by getting people who need behavioral health care to the right services right away. We commend our community partners who serve people in acute psychiatric needs and work to alleviate the burdens in our local emergency departments. This is a big step. It's a step in the right direction, but we need to expand on this effort. The Kent County Population Health Consortium is working on that issue. And I would like to thank Mike Jantanoa for his leadership and his willingness to co-chair with me in this important work. In collaboration with Spectrum Health, Pine Rest, Mercy Health St. Mary's, Metro Health, Cherry Health, Network 180, Grand Valley State University, and HealthNet, we're developing a plan to address the mental health crisis in this community. Our aim is simple: to improve the health of all Kent County residents. An important aspect of our work in public health is the role we play in monitoring and improving and protecting our water quality. Working in conjunction with the Michigan Department of Environmental Quality and the Environmental Protection Agency, staff from the Kent County Health Department and the Department of Public Works established plans to identify areas of concern and educate the public about PFAS contamination. We're working alongside many partners to solve this problem and to ensure that our residents have a safe drinking water. In Plainfield Township and Algoma Township, the city of Rockford, and throughout all of Kent County. We're also conducting a thorough exposure assessment of the people in the contaminated area of northern Kent County. It's important that we gather as much specific and scientific information as possible. And we want to learn what's happened. Residents and leaders in these communities continue to recognize our work as being instrumental in providing direct, straightforward communication about this complex and ever-changing issue. Our third area of business is in supporting our veterans. Last year, we assisted nearly 3,000 veterans in obtaining benefits and community resources. And we honored our veterans and their families by providing burial assistance for nearly 500 local veterans. We also invested significantly in the Veterans Treatment Court, where veterans work with Judge Pablo Cortez to address the systemic issues that brought them in contact with our law enforcement. Fourth, we're in the business of alleviating poverty and providing support for the most vulnerable children and adults in our community. Kent County, along with several nonprofits and the state of Michigan, created the West Michigan Partnership for Children. And our goal is to do a better job for children in the child welfare system. We are leading change by piloting a performance-based model that supports children and families after 1 year of operation. We have already seen a 6% reduction in institutional child care placement. And the West Michigan Partnership for Children is taking this a step further by working to place children with foster families within their own communities and neighborhoods. That keeps kids in their own schools, close to their friends, and things that they're familiar with. We're also supporting our seniors. This past year, the senior millage provided more than $11 million in funding for services to help seniors maintain their independence. Yes. Our Kent County Community Action Agency supported over 1,400 households with direct assistance to prevent homelessness, and we assisted another 107 homeowners with funding to rehabilitate their homes. A big shout out to Kristen Peck from the West Michigan Partnership for Children and to Susan Cervantes from the Community Action Agency for their great work. Now, despite this and the work of many others, housing remains a very important issue in our community. Within the past year, we've seen a 30% increase in homelessness. And this affects families with children. These are not the unemployed families. They are people who are often called the working poor. We need to recognize that housing affordability and accessibility are not a singular issue. This thing is linked to a broad range of societal issues, including economic disparity, we're very proud that Forbes ranks us among the fastest growing economies in the United States. But we take no pride in the fact that we're ranked second worst on that list of cities where African Americans are doing well economically. The Grand Rapids Center for Community Transformation points out that the 49507 zip code, where 89% of our residents are people of color, have experienced some of the greatest economic declines and least significant recoveries in the region. In fact, no Michigan zip code had more lead-poisoned children than the 49507 zip code. And even more broadly, a limited supply of workforce housing limits access to the American dream. As a community, we need to work together on a comprehensive solution. This will demand a collaborative effort, and it will require local, state, and even federal resources to address these problems. Kent County looks forward to helping lead these discussions. We will work with local philanthropic partners like the Fry Foundation and the Grand Rapids Community Foundation, and nonprofits like Seeds of Promise and the Grand Rapids Center for Community Transformation to get at the root of the economic disparity problem. We will continue to work with our community stakeholders to address the lead paint issues in our community. We will work with the boots on the ground, community-based organizations that know our neighborhoods, our people, and the needs better than what we know them. We will seek their advice. We will seek the advice of organizations like the Home Builders Association, the Grand Rapids Area Chamber of Commerce, and other businesses to bring a business perspective to this puzzle. And we will continue to work with our local units of government to develop innovative solutions to close the gap and address these complex issues in a comprehensive way. Yes. We recognize that for all the people to have equal opportunity to thrive in our community, we need to remove barriers, starting with our youngest residents. That's why the county backed the Ready by 5 millage in 2018. And it's why our staff will work with First Steps Kent to develop and implement the delivery system for early childhood services funded by the millage. The fifth area of county business is public safety. Our 911 Emergency Communications Center answered more than 374,000 calls for service last year. This averaged over 1,000 inbound calls per day. In addition, more than 95% of those calls were answered within 15 seconds and generated nearly 143,000 law enforcement and fire department responses. Now, many of those calls were answered in some extremely challenging conditions. Even though spring has arrived, I'll bet you won't forget this past winter's winter vortex, that polar vortex that hit. With a foot of new snow and the wind chills pushing 40 below, conditions throughout West Michigan were downright dangerous in late January and February. The way you and I are able to adapt to severe weather may be quite different than our neighbors' ability to adapt. If you're homebound and rely on food aid, for instance, what happens when your power and your refrigeration goes out? You can't just run to the store for supplies. During the February ice storm, our emergency preparedness specialists Pat Draver, recognized this. She called on the network she has built through her years of county service, and with their help, she was able to identify people who were most vulnerable. She and our sheriff deputies checked in on these people to make sure that they had what they needed and were safe and warm. Thanks, yes. Thanks to the dedication of people like Pat, Kent County had no weather-related deaths during this extremely difficult weather event. Not one. Is Pat here? I hope she is. Please join me in giving Pat and her entire management team a hand. Please do that. Pat. In 2018, we bid farewell to Sheriff Larry Stelma. After 40 years of service and 18 years as our county's top law enforcement officer. And we also welcome Sheriff Michelle LaJoy Young, the first woman to serve in this post. She is a consummate professional and a highly qualified law enforcement officer. And she demands the same of her staff. They have a big job. Our sheriff's deputies patrol nearly 750 square miles of our county. They serve as the primary local law enforcement agency for nearly 400,000 residents. The sheriff's office also operates our county jail, providing a safe and secure correctional facility that is shared by 13 other local law enforcement agencies throughout Kent County. Sixth, we're in the justice business. Kent County operates the 63rd District Court, the 17th Circuit Court, and probate court, serving communities throughout the entire county. And as a result of the passion and commitment of our court officials, like Family Court Judge Patricia Gardner, 2018 marked the first full year of operation of our new girls' court. This specialty court is designed to help at-risk girls thrive in our community. Of the 16 girls participating, 12 have successfully graduated from the program, 2 have graduated from high school and are now attending college, and 1 earned the YWCA Tribute Award for Students. Risk assessment scores for girls' court graduates dropped by over 8 points, and parents support each other as they see that they are not alone. Our courts are moving the needle. So is Chris Becker and his team at the Kent County Prosecutor's Office. Yes. They launched several innovative programs in 2018. They started a pilot program with the West Michigan Therapy Dogs, where they can provide dogs for children and vulnerable adults as they wait to testify. Now, studies show that dogs can reduce stress in vulnerable witnesses and may even improve their ability to give accurate testimony. The prosecutor's office also has partnered with the Dispute Resolution Center of West Michigan to provide restorative justice programs for juvenile offenders. The aim of these programs is to steer young nonviolent offenders away from a life in the criminal justice system. But beyond our courts and our prosecutor's office, we're working to ensure justice on the streets and in the neighborhoods in our communities. Over the past year, many in our immigrant community brought concerns to our Board of Commissioners and county administration. In response, county leaders have joined with several organizations serving the immigrant community and the refugee community to establish an ongoing dialogue and engagement. We're posing the question, is Kent County welcoming to the refugee and immigrant communities? And what does the county need to do better to serve them? Our goal with these efforts is twofold. First, we want to learn about the barriers facing refugees and immigrants who seek to receive our services. We also want to learn about the barriers they may face in trying to do business with the county. Ultimately, as a result of this engagement, we want to break down those barriers while establishing a solid working relationship with the members of these communities. I want to thank some of the community partners in this important effort, including the West Michigan Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, the Urban Core Collaborative, the Hispanic Center of West Michigan, Grand Rapids Community College, and local school districts. The work they have undertaken, along with participating commissioners and county staff, is commendable and greatly appreciated. Many of these individuals are in the room this evening, and if you're here, please join me in thanking them with another applause, please, because I really, please. So our Public Works Department is our next business, and they're in the waste and recycling and conservation business. And they manage our waste-to-energy, landfill, transfer station, and recycling facilities. In that business, growth can present some challenges. Think about it. The county's population is increasing, and we've enjoyed sustained business growth. But that means our municipal solid waste continues to increase too. It has now surpassed 700,000 tons annually. Our boss and his team aren't out looking for more trash. In fact, they're looking at some very aggressive goals. One of the most aggressive goals in the state when it comes to recycling and conservation. They aim to reduce landfill waste 20% by 2020 and 90% by 2030. Yes. Yes. As a part of that effort, they're partnering with The Right Place to develop a sustainable business park that is estimated to bring $500 million in private capital investment once it's complete. Ninth, we're in the recreation and leisure business. Now, this is the fun part. Kent County operates one of the oldest and largest park systems in Michigan. In total, 42 county parks, green spaces, and trails span 7,040 acres. Kent County Parks maintains over 80 miles of hiking, mountain biking, regional paved and water trails that wind throughout the county parkland and connect communities through our region. With 1,400 acres of rolling terrain and 6 miles of Grand River frontage, Millennium Park is one of the nation's largest urban parks. It's even larger than the Central Park in New York City. It's become a local favorite on hot summer days, with the beach there attracting anywhere from 85 to 100,000 visitors each year. Guided by our recently approved Parks Master Plan, we will continue to partner with the Kent County Parks Foundation and Sam Moore in their efforts to beautify, yes, Sam Moore, in their efforts to beautify and expand and make our parks and trails more accessible to a broader cross-section of community. 10th on our list, We're in the business. You didn't know we had that many businesses, did you? We're in the business of advocating for local amenities, infrastructure, cultural institutions, environmental protections, and other critical services. State Senator Pete McGregor, former State Senator David Hildenbrand, and former State Representative Rob Verheulen were instrumental in helping us strengthen our foster care system and finding solutions for juveniles in our criminal justice system. Last year, we lobbied for and received over $500,000 from the Michigan legislature for our important work. The PFAS contamination issue was really a big issue. And I want to thank State Senator Winnie Brinks and former State Representative Chris Avandoulis for their strong support around PFAS and water quality. And finally, thanks to support from the West Michigan delegation, we received $16.5 million in 2018 state appropriations for the John Ball Zoo, the Grand Rapids Kent County Convention Arena Authority, the Grand Rapids Whitewater, and the Gerald R. Ford International Airport. Several members of our West Michigan delegation are here, and their staff are here, so please, let's give them a loud thank you. And if they're here, just know that we appreciate everything that you're doing. To get the diverse and challenging business of the county done, we need strong leadership and financial stability. Now, you didn't think you're going to get out of here without a word about the county's AAA bond rating. If you hadn't heard, Kent County is one of only a few counties in the country to be AAA bond rated by Moody's and Standard & Poor's. It's a rating we've maintained for 21 years. So, why is that important? Why is it so important? The same reason you want to maintain an excellent personal credit rating. It allows us to finance at the lowest possible cost critical infrastructure projects and quality of life venues like the DeVos Place. Investments that drive game-changing economic impact in our community. We're also proud to report that the county's pension plan is fully funded. Yes. And our other post-employment benefit liability has been significantly reduced. These financial successes are a testament to the strong leadership of our current and past Board of Commissioners and county staff. We remain committed to solid financial planning and strong financial management. So, what's in store for the balance of 2019 and the coming year? Building on our strong foundation, we'll work together with community partners to advance current initiatives and focus on new priorities in the years ahead. We're committed to reviewing ways to sustain a strong agricultural economy. We will continue to work with community stakeholders to assess vexing problems of economic disparity and housing affordability. We will continue to communicate with and learn from the refugee and immigrant communities about their concerns. We will increase our Parks Department's engagement with local units of government, philanthropy, and our businesses and our residents. We'll continue to lead on the environmental issues, including PFAS and lead remediation. We'll leverage technology to improve the performance and capabilities of county operations and increase access to information. To address our health care and human services problems, from a very integrated systems perspective, we will continue to be a vital partner to our business community and philanthropic communities, including the Chamber of Commerce, the Right Place, and others. We'll empower creative thinking among our staff, and we'll continue to grow our leaders and their capacity so we are capable of serving as a trusted partner in transforming our community. But we won't do this alone, and we can't do it alone. An African proverb says it well. If you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. We will never sit in isolation and only do what we're mandated to do. We're in a unique position to convene public and private partners to make Kent County an even better place than it is today. Thank you. Join us as a diversity of voices will complete the picture and ensure the program, the service, place, or project is meaningful and welcoming for all. Join us as we increase access to health care, support safe and healthy communities, and promote the economic prosperity of our county. Join us as we build a place where all can contribute to this wonderful home we call Kent County. Please join us. We really appreciate you coming out tonight. This is our first time out at the State of the County Address, and we want to thank you so much for coming out. If you could please join us for the afterglow reception afterwards that follows, please come. We'd like to shake more hands. Thank you very much.